Today's topic is 10 interior design basics you need to know. Master the art of a well-designed space. Hi everyone, welcome back to the Design SK Studio channel, where you can learn about design tutorials for better living. Have you ever walked into a space and immediately felt at ease? Or maybe the opposite. Something just felt off, but you couldn't quite put your finger on why. That's because great interior design isn't just about picking pretty furniture or trendy colors. Design is about understanding the fundamental design principles that create balance, flow, and function. So today, let's break down the 10 essential interior design basics you need to know. These are the rules that make a space feel intentional, cohesive, and visually stunning. And here's the best part. Once you understand how they work together, you can break the rules in a way that still makes sense. 1. Function. Function is the foundation of every design. Before anything else, a space must be functional. A beautiful kitchen is useless if it doesn't serve the purpose it was designed for. Think about it. An elegant kitchen with poor workflow will make cooking frustrating. Or for example, a stylish living room without enough seating won't be inviting. So when you design, always start with function. Ask yourself about these questions. What will this space be used for? Who will be using it? What are the must-have elements for it to work well? Once function is locked in, everything else, like layout, furniture, colors, builds around it. 2. Layout. It is the art of spatial planning. A well-thought-out layout guides movement, maximizes space, and enhances comfort. You don't want to feel like you're dodging furniture just to get from one side of the room to the other. Here are the ways of how to get it right. Use zones to define different areas, especially in open-plan spaces. Consider traffic flow. Leave at least 3 feet of walking space in high-traffic areas. Balance furniture sizes. A huge sofa in a tiny room feels overwhelming, while small furniture in a large space can feel lost. A smart layout makes even the smallest spaces feel open and easy to navigate. 3. Alignment. It is the one which keeps everything in order. Alignment in interior design is like the invisible grid that holds everything together. It's how different elements in a space relate to each other visually. When things align properly, a space feels harmonious and structured. Here are the ways of how to use alignment. Match the edges of furniture, like aligning the top of picture frames or keeping table lamps at the same height. Keep visual lines clear. Your furniture and decor should feel like they belong together, not like a random mix of pieces. If things are intentionally asymmetrical, make sure it looks balanced, not messy. A well-aligned space has a sense of order and calmness, even if the style is eclectic. 4. Hierarchy. Hierarchy will direct attention to what matters. Not everything in a room should fight for attention. Hierarchy creates a clear focal point, so the eye knows where to go first. Here are some ways to establish hierarchy. Put a statement piece in the room, like a bold artwork, stunning light fixture, or eye-catching sofa. Layering textures and colors to subtly lead the eye through the room. Here is the example of using contrast. A room composition of a dark wall behind a lighter colored wall. Art's accent and white sofa will naturally draw attention. Hierarchy makes a space feel intentional and dynamic rather than chaotic. 5. Proximity. Proximity is how objects relate to each other. Ever seen a living room where the furniture feels disconnected? Proximity is about grouping related items together so they feel cohesive. Here are some quick tips. Keep seating close enough so conversations feel natural, not like you're shouting across the room. Cluster accessories, like a group of candles, books, and a plant on a coffee table, instead of spreading them out randomly. Think about furniture spacing. Your coffee table should be about 14 to 18 inches away from the sofa for easy access. When things are positioned with intention, they create visual and functional harmony. 6. Balance. Balance creates visual stability in design. Balance in interior design comes in two forms. Symmetrical balance. Think traditional designs where everything is mirrored, like matching nightstands on both sides of a bed. Asymmetrical balance. More dynamic and modern, where elements aren't identical but still feel balanced, like a large plant on one side of a sofa and a cluster of smaller decor items on the other. Balance prevents a room from feeling too heavy on one side or too empty on another. 7. Repetition. It creates cohesion. For example, a repetition of dining chairs brings unity and consistency to a dining table design. Without it, a space can feel disjointed. Here are ways to use repetition. By repeating colors, like using navy blue in throw pillows, a rug, and wall art. Use similar shapes, like rounded furniture and circular decor elements to create flow. Stick to a consistent material palette. Wood tones, metals, and fabrics should feel like they belong in the same space. Repetition creates a sense of rhythm and flow, making the space feel more cohesive. 8. Color. Color is the mood setter. Color is one of the most powerful tools in interior design. It affects mood, perception, and even how big or small a space feels. Here are examples of how to use color effectively. Lighter colors make a space feel bigger and brighter. Darker colors create a cozy, intimate atmosphere. Accent colors add personality, just don't overdo them. If you're a beginner, stick to the 60-30-10 rule. 60% main color, 30% secondary color, 10% accent. Choosing the right color palette makes a huge difference in how a space feels. 9. Contrast. Contrast makes a space visually exciting. Contrast adds depth and energy to a design. Without it, everything blends together and feels flat. Here are ways to create contrast. Light versus dark. Think about white walls with black window frames. Smooth versus textured. Textured material on a smooth wood table. Modern versus vintage, like pairing a classic wooden table with contemporary chairs. The trick is finding balance so contrast feels dynamic, not overwhelming. 10. Negative space. It is the power of the breathing room. Negative space is the empty space between objects, and it's just as important as the objects themselves. These are the reasons why it matters. It prevents a space from feeling cluttered or overwhelming. It lets statement pieces shine by giving them room to stand out. It improves visual flow, so the eye moves naturally through the space. Resist the urge to fill every inch of a room. Sometimes, less is more. Now let's discuss how these principles work together. First, we will put them all together. Imagine designing a modern open-plan living space. You start with function, ensuring there's space for lounging, dining, and entertaining. Layout organizes the zones clearly, keeping pathways open. Hierarchy makes the fireplace the main focal point, highlighted by bold artwork above. Balance is achieved by pairing a large sectional with contrast white coffee tables. Repetition ties the space together with repetitions of vertical lines on wall behind the television. Contrast comes in through bright white marble coffee tables against dark material sofas and white ceiling against dark wall surrounds. Negative space ensures nothing feels too cluttered. See how they all connect? That's what makes a well-designed interior work effortlessly. And finally, here are the final thoughts. Interior design isn't just about making things look good. It's about creating spaces that feel good, function well, and reflect your personality. Master these 10 basic design principles, and you'll have the foundation to create stunning, balanced, and intentional interiors. If you found this helpful, hit like and subscribe to Design SK Studio channel, where you can learn more about interior design tips and inspiration for better living. What's your biggest design challenge? Drop it in the comments, I'd love to help. Design SK Studio channel is the place where you can learn about design tutorials for better living. Thank you for watching.